So, what's good, YouTube? So, it's your boy. It's been a minute since we last did our market breakdown, and I really have a very nice setup that I'm actually looking to catch. We got some good trades last week, like two trades. I'll break that down shortly. But currently, as you can see, I've been watching and looking at GBPAUD for the longest right now. It's been around how many days? Let's measure this one. It's been around 21 days since I last took my last GBP Aussie trades, since we've been under this beautiful consolidation here. Okay, so I only take my trades on the main zones that are formed on the daily time frame. So at times it takes me some time before I get an entry, which is okay because we do not chase the market. We wait until a setup or setups get to us. So I'll just break this down real quick on how I did an approach to this one, so that you may be able to understand where I'm coming from. So more often than not, I look at the weekly top down analysis. I call it the eagle view. And on the weekly, if I may delete this, I'll delete and redraw and just use just to show you what I want to see on the market. So on the weekly time frame, as you can see, sorry for that, on the weekly time frame I am able to see things from the eye, like the bird view. Okay, the eagle view. All right, so I see that we are in an uptrend. I won't necessarily draw anything on the weekly because I just need to identify the trend, and I realize that we are on a strong buy that is currently pulling back for the last a couple of like 3 4 weeks, 5 weeks. We've been dropping down. Then I drop down to my daily time frame and switch to my to my line chart, so that I may get the exact price of the candle closes. Okay, because you want to always find the candle closes prices, because these are the real original prices. Now, as you can see, under this we have a very strong impulse correction, just to verify that indeed we are in an uptrend. Then, after all that has happened in the buy trend, we realize that the market again comes and prints a consolidation in this zone. All right. Now, when I go back to my candles, I am able now to cater for zones accordingly, like what I want to see or what am I seeing on this area of value, how am I supposed to draw it, and whatnot. Okay. So I'm able to see that we are in this area around here. Okay. Yeah, so we realize that we are on a very beautiful structure right around here, because I want to really concentrate on what we have currently. And as you can see, we have above, I call it above we buy, below we sell, kind of an area of value. So we see that whenever we are below here, we are looking for possible potential sales, and whenever we are above, we get the buys. Remember, we are still in the daily time frame. Okay, you can see how beautiful we are getting rejections of this zone that gave us the consolidation. Okay, so okay. Okay, now we are in the beautiful zone of consolidation. I'll just zoom my candles in a bit just to get the clarity of this. Maybe heighten this one. I increase the clarity of this one. Okay, so you can see how beautiful this zone looks like. Okay, now we managed to break, and if you look carefully, I love the daily because it prints stable candles that you can relate to. If you look carefully, you'll see that we are coming off a good double top. Okay. Now there's a break of the double top here, and the retest is happening currently. Sawa sawa. Now we go down to the 4 hour time frame, and as you can see in the 4 hour time frame, sorry for that. As you can see in the 4 hour time frame, we have now clarity. The eagle's view is beautiful because you see things from the high point of view. Then you drop down, it gets more clearer and in details. All right. So you can see how we have our reactions, the reactions that we just saw on the daily. You can see above we buy, and whatnot and whatnot. Okay. So here we are having a reaction of the buyers right here. And this is the last point that buyers made an effort to push the market up. All right. So you can see these efforts made a beautiful completion of their targets. These ones here, they made beautiful completions of their target. But this area here got some difficulties. Some difficulties in making their target or pushing up to their target. So this is the weak area that we get on the 4-hour time frame. Right now, the market came down, it pulled, like it pushed. Now we are getting the correction so that we may continue with the possible sales that we are looking at. And if you drop down your Fibonacci levels, you realize that the market is just about or almost covering 90% so that we may get onto our retracement area, which is the 50% zone. And that is the trade I'm having right now on the GBP house. It is quite a beautiful one because we waited so long for it, and finally it is actually materializing. And also, if you take a keen look at what is happening here, we are having a head and shoulder. It's hidden, but you really need to train your eyes for this. We have an impulse here, the correction, we had the head, and a couple of right shoulders. As you can see, a couple of right shoulders. Okay, train your eyes to see these things. And finally, we have managed to break, right, the neckline. So this trade is quite a strong one. We've broken the trend. It has a good number of confluences, and that is exactly what we need to see. And now we are coming down. We are hopefully waiting for the markets to come down and take our target out. And we are actually expecting this market to push to the latter. I mean, to the lowest zone somewhere around here. But we will book a 1:2 here, then maybe leave some other profits to run for that matter. So another thing that we may look at is a Euro Aussie. Euro Aussie is still very, very beautiful for that matter. And on Euro Aussie, as you can see, the same thing we do. We go to the weekly time frame, and on the weekly time frame, we just want to identify the trend. What is the market doing? What are the main zones? What are we looking at? What do I see personally? Okay, something that the banks are seeing. They are more often. Don't complicate it. It needs to be seen by as many people as possible, right? Then you interpret it to your own words, the eagle's view, right? So we move now. We've identified that the trend is currently buy, but as you can see, for the last couple of weeks, like 4 5 weeks, we've been having a good reaction from the sellers, which gives us the downtrend. Okay, so we have a very beautiful, good number of candles on the weekly, and as you can see on the weekly, when you drop down to the lower time frames, you realize that this is quite a move, right? Yes, we are intraday traders, and at sometimes when we get good trades on the um, swing, we swing and whatnot. Okay, so but we prefer swings more often than intradays. That is what we get. So on the daily time frame, we want to see on the line chart so that we may be able to mark our zones. Now, as you can see on the daily time frame, we have very, very beautiful zones here. These are head and shoulder, shoulder, head. Then we had a couple of shoulders here with internal structures again. Now it's a lot of things to take on. You really need to train your eyes for that, and eventually you get to the point that you understand what is happening. But when you come to the recent markets around here, you will see that we have a good reaction of the market here. This is a resistance and a soon to be possible support. Then we had this area here that is currently, it formed a double top, as you can see. This is a good double top. All right, we had a very good double top here, and now we are currently breaking it, or we've broken it and retested for that matter. So now that we know what the daily is doing, we want to go back to our candlesticks, okay, and mark out our current zones as an area of value. Okay, we cannot rely on the lines because they do not give us the exact. You can't rely on an exact price because price reacts on different prices at a zone. That's why it's called an area of value. Now, beautifully, as you can see, we are getting cool rejections for days. These are days above, days above, days above. Then, when you drop down to the lower time frame, the 4 hour, I want us to concentrate on where we are at right now. Now, on the 4 hour, we realize that we are coming off a beautiful head and shoulder. As you can see, that's our shoulder, that's our head. Then we came back to leave our neckline and retested our shoulder and retested it again, the neckline again. Now, the neckline held for a couple of days, if not weeks. Okay, so as you can see now, after we've realized that is happening, and you can see even I think Euro Aussie as well, we did not trade it for a couple of what? Let's see, because we got our first entry here and our second entry somewhere down here. We'll get to that for 21 days, almost a month without a trade from the Euro Aussie. in it. So as you can see here, we are having a very, very beautiful trend line. This is a very good trend line that is supporting this particular neckline. Okay, now let's go back to the details. What are we seeing? Because that's exactly what we need to look at, so that we may make a profound decision on how to take our trades without messing it up. So we've identified that this area is quite reactive. As you can see, we've reacted, reaction, and so on and so forth. So very reactive, a very, very reactive zone here. Okay. Now we want to see what are these people doing, the people who are getting into this area, because now this is our area of value. What are they doing? How are they responding to this zone? When is the last point they got a good reaction of this point? Okay. Now we realize that we again see, train your eyes for these things, we again see an inverse head and shoulder in this structure that was practically or possibly formed for the market to reverse. Okay, shoulder, we had a head here, then our right shoulder, but we failed to break the neckline like this for the buy continuations, possibly to the high zones. Okay, but we see again that we managed to break the neckline of the shoulders, and this is where we got our first trade. Got our first trade here with our stop loss somewhere around here, and we are hopefully swinging it to this area. Second trade to this trend line, break of trend line. And as you can see, the same concept. We got reactions, buy, 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 above we buy. And finally, these are the last people who were defeated to take the buys, and we got a break and retest, and the market gave us cool continuous sell. So we are hopefully we might hold this trade for a couple of days, and that is what we do. So that's all for now. I hope you've learned something. Smash that like and subscribe button, and comment and share what you need us to improve on. Keep it $1 million pips. We are here to educate you and to learn with you as well. Thank you so much. Until next time. Thank you.